up and I'm trying to like sleep more. But fuck that. Anyway, so what I was saying was, so we're gonna get into this whole TikTok situation with this couple. I don't know these people. All right, but I know these people because all the elements are there. Which I gotta understand when y'all look at modern relationships is that for the most part, women's idea, because what's what really changed relationship dynamics too. Several things changed, but we can always say that it starts with the advent of social media. No, I'm sorry, advent of reality TV, where women are watching Real Housewives of Atlanta. We have entire generations of women raised off of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Then before that, we had women raised off of soap operas and whatnot. The Days of Our Lives. Excuse me. And I don't know the name of them shits, man. I'm sorry. I thought I knew more, but I feel like there was one more that I knew the name of. But anyway, the Days of Our Lives. You had shit like that. I was talking for a long time. But anyway, it's all good. That was a good warm up. Crazy warm up. I was like a half hour talking. I don't know when I muted myself. So this might be the only part of the video that's actually audible. But fuck it, we already been here. So let's go ahead and get a visual on this couple right here. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I'm gonna go full screen. I'm gonna just bring it back to the previous thing I was looking at, man. So I want you guys to get a visual on who they are and what they look like and all that good stuff. Okay, so that you understand the whole. So this whole hustle right here, right? And CGA is going to explain it a little
One
better
day
than
you will
me.
miss me. You'll miss the way I cared without limits, how I stood by you even when you gave me reasons not to. You'll remember how I
Hold on,
always
what?
checked on you, how I made time for you, and how I stayed when others walked away. But
Man,
by
you like
then,
10
it
years
would be
old,
too.
nigga. What's going on? You like 10 years old? What, bro? What, fam? What you on, folk? What you got going on that you already done experienced all this heartache? What the
Late. People often
Hold on,
don't
man.
value what they have until it's
I don't like when you click a video and then it just makes them. It's crazy. Anyway,
This
so
rapper tricked TikTok power couple Christy Scott and Desmond Scott are officially done. Christy, known online as Christy Sarah, has filed for divorce after more than 10 years of marriage, citing alleged infidelity, according to reports from TMZ and Us Weekly. Court documents filed in Texas state there's no chance of reconciliation, and the two will soon stop living together as husband and wife. The split is shocking for fans, especially since the couple has known each other since they were 14 and built their brand on family focused.
which is a really important thing. So with relationships, right? And this is the thing that people don't like to acknowledge in modern times is that not that you have to be way older than your women or nothing like that. I'm not saying that, right? But what I am going to say that is that you got to think about, all right, boom. When you were younger, you took someone more serious when they had a lead on you, when they had more information than you, when they seemed smarter than you, basically when they seemed to be clearly your superior or clearly your senior, right? And women are really predatory. When women are really if they see any weakness in you, right, or any reason to not respect you, women, especially modern women, they will not respect you. You get way more respect from like random dudes on the street than you will from a modern woman, especially if you show any weakness. That's why you don't cry in front of them. That's why you don't don't admit to nothing ever. Just drink seltzer. Who's this? This Stop and Shop brand? That shoe Stop and Shop? You owe me a check. You know where to send it. I don't have to tell you. But anyway, also want to speak on the timeline for them meeting, right? So again, like, if women see that, yo, you're not, because when you're the same age, you just as inexperienced as her. When you're the same age, you just as broke as her. You have to be her better. I'm gonna tell you something right now. What probably went on was he was doing some revenge fucking. Okay, he was doing some revenge smashing and some revenge cheating. I'm gonna tell you something right now, and I could be wrong, but more than likely there wasn't a lot of respect in that relationship. That's not a thing. So I remember like years ago, a few years ago, it was the girls kicking with in the DMs and everything. And I'm not sure why she was so candid with me, but I got to kind of talk. I knew this already, but she was going through with her baby father, and I was kind of just talking to her about like, all right, what's going on between y'all and whatnot, right? And like, no, she don't know me like that. And she was, because what she wanted to communicate was this nigga is so lame, or you suck so much that I'm telling this strength. Because what she was talking about was she even said she gave like she said a few things and it ended with that, and I think that's why I don't respect him. You have multiple kids with him, and you talking about this is why you don't respect him. And again, men have to understand that women are capable of this shit, and you'll make a better decision. Because again, but when you're younger, you're not able to meet a woman and look at her red flags and acknowledge them and say, okay. Because when you're young, you don't have a plan on what is the timeline and at what point is this going to be over. Whether you feel as though, all right, I'm gonna kick it with you a few times and then we're going to be done, or I could be in a relationship with you and then we're going to be done, or for a little bit, or I could be a guy that says I'm marriage minded. You're also going to hear CGA talk about how you become a target when you can be someone who could be in a relationship. Women look at you more like, okay, I'll take that one. He's fully loaded, because they can get full use out of you when you're someone who can be used for a relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like buying a computer that just has everything on it. You could do videos, you could do OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? You could throw that shit as a boomerang if you need to. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. You know what I'm saying?
It was big, but that's
A guy's guy.
a guy's guy.
Yeah, Guy Lafleur.
Guy Lafleur, nigga.
Guy Fieri.
Guy
no?
Fieri, nigga.
It's not making sense to you? Maybe I'm not even speaking English, huh?
Speaking Guyanese, nigga. Anyway, so check them out here. So this is
Lighthearted content. They share 2 sons and co-own a production company, all while pulling in massive followings. Nearly 17 million on TikTok for Christy alone. Just last year, they celebrated a lavish 10-year anniversary, calling their bond best friends since teen.
So like in this time, right, when you really look at women for who they are, when they talk about anniversaries, are really just celebrations of like how long they've reigned over you. You know what I'm saying? Make sure my sound is right and all that. It's about how long she done had your ass in check, how long she been getting the best of you, nigga. You basically saying, listen, I've been dominating this nigga for the last 10 years. So anyway, what I was saying before was that in these portrayals of relationships, because this right here is a hustle. This is the reality TV show hustle. Because on reality TV shows and in rom-coms, there's always this really unrealistic idea of relationships, and they're always very female censored. There's no equality there. There's no, we're both happy. We're both getting what we want, based off of what we personally think is important. Which I think is always like super relevant, because when I think about relationships, and when a lot of people think about relationships in general, and especially men, and one of the reasons why men who women will look at for a relationship don't want to be in them, because they're able to more accurately assess, all right, well, long term, what would I get like 10 years from now? If I'm in this 10 years from now, would things be better or worse? And what I was saying in my other that whole wasted take I just did was that this was my plan, because it's 2 things, right? They mentioned that they had a production company together. When you a man, bro, you want to build things by yourself. You never want to have anything where a woman can come take it from you, because that's what this shit has become. Where at any given time, especially the more successful you are, there's a woman who dead ass feels as though it's up to her to come extort you, and she feels as though it's up to her to come take some of that money from you, just because y'all had sex. So more than ever, a lot of men have understood and figured out, especially if you have money, is that you have to look at relationships differently. The same way that if you have money, you look at money differently, you look at time differently, you have to look at relationships differently, and understand that it's certain things that you're not really going to experience the way that a different man or a man of a lower caliber experiences it, right? But anywho, so with that being said, right, so the dynamic, I'm pretty sure that there was the abusive dynamic also too. When she knows you at your lowest, she'll never forget you at your lowest. It's almost like knowing someone when they was a fiend versus like meeting them after they done been recovered and they got new teeth and whatnot, and then you learn about their dark past versus if you was there and seeing them, seeing them, with the whole crack pipe. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to use that gun. You know what I mean? I'm trying
Tonight, I want to see you use that gun.
to use that gun. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man.
Teenagers. Now, that picture-perfect image has cracked, and fans are left wondering what really happened behind the scenes. TikTok power couple Christy Scott and
So more than likely, so even this whole image, right? The image is mainly based off of the idea of like this, like kind of like a cuck fantasy, where it's like whatever she wants to happen is happening. She's existing in a world where she's the absolute center, and she has everything. She has family. She has looks. She has a fake body. She has a tall ass husband. A tall ass husband with a whole beard. He got a whole beard and a whole hairline, and he a relationship type. I'm trying to tell you. Well, you'll see the light behind a woman's eyes change once they find out that you are also a single parent. Because in their mind they think, oh, target acquired. And it will lock on that target. The more successful a man is, the more he's a target, and the less that he's actually liked and loved for the person that he actually is. You understand? We don't stop over here. Man, fucking nigga. We going into overtime, nigga. I took a nap earlier. So I mentioned that 'cause I'm like, damn, it be bothering me like when I have a timeline for the evening, because today I didn't go to work today because we had an inspection for the apartment building. I just decided to take the entire day, and I tried to go make some money. Yo, it was crazy out there. But anyway, so I towards before I came home, I just started feeling like I feel really tired, like mad tired, and I go to lay down and whatnot. Man, shit, I didn't wake up for like 3 hours, yo. Anyway, so when I got up and everything, it's like mad late. The idea was to do a show really at like 8 o'clock or something like that. Somehow I started like damn near midnight. But fuck, I said, yo, listen, we gotta get this content done. I gotta keep perfecting my style, you understand? But anyway, going back to what's going on here and what probably went wrong in the relationship. And like I said before, you can't pick them. You can't identify red flags. You don't have a plan. You don't have a plan. You don't have a contingency plan. You don't have no even such a time when you're younger. So that's why when you choose her and who you are when you choose her is so important. And it's really hard for those relationships to thrive unless you have a family that's giving input and helping and facilitating and and helping y'all both get an understanding of how to have a relationship. Because like men gotta understand, you have to be an entire man. You do need to be able to shoulder the entire financial burden. I mean, honestly, yeah, you really shouldn't have a family if you can't pay for everything. You shouldn't want to, because if you're able to pay for all the expenses by yourself, right? When she has money, and again, you guys are both going to put money in the same pot. So when she has money, and she has money coming in and whatnot, being as though you're prepared to pay that much, you're not going to pay all that. You know what I'm saying? You want to pay the most important things, and it just all works out, right? In terms of what you aim to make, what is your goal to make, right? But it's hard to understand that when you're young and y'all both are still at the point where you might be making a little less money than her. There was a time in my life where like, yo, my son mother made more money than me. You know what I'm saying? Or yeah. Like there was a time, like that time is come and going. That's never gonna happen again. That will never fucking happen again. You know what I'm saying? But that was once upon a time, right? But that's when we were younger. I'm in my 20s. I'm almost 40 now. You know what I'm saying? I'm only gonna make more money. I'm definitely hitting that 6 figures this year. I'm trying to get to that $150, nigga. Listen, that niggas owe me. It's for all the times I couldn't ball out. I'm finna ball for all the times I couldn't ball. Pause. But anywho, what I was saying in my previous iteration when I was talking about this video and talking about the situation is that in terms of how the timeline for men and women work is that, yo, when men can accept that what's most important to me, and again, this is how you can afford the thing when you got a little bit of money and options, that how I feel about how attracted I am to her, right? And my ability to mold her into what I want. When you look at it that way versus, it has to be her. I keep saying on Six Paths TV, we're gonna be exploring the scarcity mindset and the abundance mindset, and constantly tapping into that and talking about that. Cause I've been thinking about that a lot more recently, right? And in my mind, I've opened my mind up to like, all right, no, nigga, I need to make this much. I need to get this much. Now, I was able to go through all my earnings, right? Don't get me wrong, I have been working more, but there was plenty of weeks where I came out like 5 days and didn't make as much money as I made in the last few weeks. So I'm looking at my earnings in general. I'm looking at the consistency, and I'm like, damn, I didn't really have that many months where my weekly earnings was more than $300. But I mean, which was still good. As long as I was getting about $800 a month, that was a good. That's still decent. That's still pretty much a good supplement and everything. But but ideally I need to get to where I'm making an extra $2,000 a month to be able to really keep up. But really what's gonna put me in a good shape is I need to be back at that 10,000. And in 2026, I'm gonna get back into the $10,000 a month. Opening your mind up, the abundance mindset. But even going back to abundance, when men don't have the mindset of it has to be her, or and that's tough because men love hard. Pause. Right. So, because the whole point of being married in most men's minds is that you're saying that it has to be her, rather than having the mindset of, well, what do I do when this is not working out anymore? Because women are always thinking about that. Because also in the movies they watch, in the shows they watch, this is a part of the TV show. But in real actuality, it doesn't matter how fine you are, how attractive you are. You are older now. You're grown and you have a few kids. It's different. You just seen with Tiana Taylor, right? She got divorced from Iman Shumpert. She hung out with Aaron Pierre. It's actually a funny video. We find this. This is one of the only times that Jaguar Wright was making some sense. As a matter of fact, this shit might be AI. You know what I mean? To keep it a stack with you. I never watched that video. I never watched that. Don't worry.
She straight vilified her ex-husband. She made him the bad guy.
The divorce would have never even been out if he didn't file the motion to use our full and legal names.
Then she had to go and she had to get new energy. What was she calling him? Her apple pies? Have you seen my apple pies?
Did you see my apple pie?
Wow, what's going on here?
A smart woman can make a poor man a million. A smart woman can make.
Extra lemon pepper on my wings, ho.
What's
I
going
ain't got
on?
no rapper bitches or no sing ho. I'm in a relationship looking.
All right, this is stupid. But you know what though? Fuck it. No, let's play that.
Always be prepared to. Always be prepared to lose.
A smart woman can make a poor man a millionaire, but an empty-headed beauty can make a millionaire a beggar. One woman is enough.
That's the kind of bullshit that men hear throughout life, where they think that a woman's going to help you be. Don't get me wrong, a woman can support you. It is possible, right? But you are selling. How can I say you're selling? What was it? False goods? You're selling them false goods to men, especially in 2026. If you're still saying these kind of things. Because you got to ask yourself, how? Why? Like, Angry Man had played this video the other day, right? Where this woman was saying that Barack was more accepted by the black community because of Michelle. And she said that Michelle got him the presidency. Or Michelle helped him become president. Michelle didn't do nothing. Michelle never did shit. Actually, Michelle, when she talks about him running for president, she talks about basically how she was hating on him, how she was unsupportive. You know, if someone casually talks about something as terrible as that, right, that means that the way it played out in real life was nasty. All right, if she's admitting to basically how much she resented him wanting to become president and trying to be president, imagine what she was saying to him. There's a hater in your bedroom, 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 bedroom. Please don't let me be. Anyway, I'm gonna try to play this like one more time, bro. I'm gonna try it one more time. Here we go.
She straight vilified her ex-husband. She made him the bad guy.
The divorce would have never even been out if he didn't file the motion to use our full and legal names.
Then she had to go and she had to get new energy. What was she calling him? Her apple pies? Have you seen my apple pies?
Did you see my apple pie?
Oh my God, you did a love scene with Leonardo DiCaprio.
There, how was it shooting those scenes with Leo?
It was just work. Girl, have you seen my apple pies?
You can't tell me that was work, mama.
Babe, did you see my apple pie?
Yeah, you know how she loved them apple pie, man. She kissed this box before she can kiss me. Like, I'm the side dish. I said, well, all right then.
Like these people, that's what they do. They lie. They come up with all of these, like, publicity stunt relationships. And they lie to the public. And guess what?
Anyway, so the reason why I brought it up was because, like, after a certain age, it's not happening for y'all, yo. All right, she was trying to monkey branch from one husband to another husband, and she thought, all right, boom, you want to come up? I'm a little more experienced and whatnot. I can buy you shit. I can buy you some more weird clothes and whatnot. Yo. But Jagger Wright makes a really interesting joke about Aaron Pierre. He say, yo, that nigga look like a science experiment. I don't know. I always feel like every time I see him, I get confused. I always feel like that's what it is. He don't look real. He doesn't seem like a real person. He seemed like, like kind of like a put together thing, kind of. I'm not trying to diss him, but I don't know, man. It's not real. I think Aaron Pierre is AI. I think that's probably what makes the most sense. But anyway, so I think that's what's going to happen with Beloved right here. Is that long term he'll be able to replace her, right? But she won't be able to replace him. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this shit from CGA real quick.
So he's a chef. She's a stay-at-home mom. We do have more video related to this. More related to this. We have a news outlet reporting on this. They made the damn news. Okay. By the way, I'm gonna tell you, man, I've never heard of them.
Facts. Yo, listen. This shit might be a conspiracy. This might be something to employ to distract us from ICE. Because I've never seen these people before a day in my life. I don't understand what's going on. I feel like every day I'm finding out about like some rapper dying that I never heard of before. And I'm like, well, no, but then the guy, I'm an old nigga. So I wouldn't have heard it. You know what? I am 38. So you know what? There's a good chance that this is in a different realm. That shit is like, it's you know how like in Thor there's different realms and whatnot. It's in a different realm. Not in my realm of understanding of listening. So like Julio passed away. I'm like, yo, I never heard that. I never heard him before. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing like this video of this nigga in jail fighting. I think FGB something. I don't know who this nigga is. I don't know why this is important.
I've never heard of them before in my life before this weekend when I was doing the research on this story as it was breaking. But that doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying I didn't know who they were.
Facts.
The line between cooked and almost cooked is literally death. So,
Christy Scott has formally accused Desmond Scott of infidelity in court, officially ending the social media power couple's marriage, according to divorce filings obtained from him.
A real quick, power couple. I wanted to explore what power couple means. And we need to translate that to have a better understanding for you slow men out there, right? You got to point this stuff out because every day when I talk to y'all, I realize how slow y'all are. I realize how much you're not picking up on just all the manipulation, all the plays. It's just everything that kind of trick you out your spot. And that's another thing this channel is here for. We're here to put. I think that if we can get some more content out there, because people are watching content and we all program each other, and we can program each other to be winners who are winners by way of like sacrifice and understand what's most important. What's most important is also making sure that there's a good future here for the kids that you create, or for your family and the kid and for the kids in general. All right, and we have to make the kids better. We have to make more of a conscious effort to make the kids better and make ourselves better, right? So, um, in these relationships, it's really important how you start. It's really important what you're centered on, right? And men got to realize that, yo, this is solo mission, bro. It's a solo mission. That power couple thing, that mostly always means that the man is the bitch. Either the man is the bitch, or he's not his own person. He's not the focus. She's the focus. And again, it's not that y'all both are not important in a relationship and whatnot, right? But the best order of things is she's focused on you, right? And you focused on your purpose. And everything needs to go in this direction. The kids defer to her, she defers to you, you defer to your purpose and your higher understanding or your God or whatever. Everything just works best that way. Versus the other way where you got old boy in the first video that I showed earlier, where yo his mother is feeding him sovereign citizen babble from the passenger seat, getting him super jammed up, you know.
Harris County, Texas, Christie explicitly listed Desmond's alleged extramarital affair as the reason for the split, stating that it completely eliminated.
It sounds like they got AI to read the same article I just read. All right, but we'll look at the pictures and videos. All right, so here we go right there. This is an AI reading the same article that I read. Sounds like a news reporter too, but this is an example of the videos that they posted. And so this is good for us to see it. Okay. So they're kind of showing, they got a nice house, nice style. They probably made a lot of money. Those are the young children there. Shout out to them, like a boy and a girl. That looks like
so what you're seeing right with this couple is also the ultimate curation of a relationship, right? In terms of because what women will do if they're smart, they'll create content where they're selling a perfect life to women. This is what a perfect life looks like, and one of the hallmarks, or the how can I say, one of the key elements is the white ass house. When the house is like mad white, you see it's just unusually clean and looks mad new, right? And if you know anything about real estate, you understand when you see these places, you cannot live somewhere that even looks like that if it's not new, right? Or if it's not very expensive. This is not how people's kitchens actually look. It's not how people's lives actually look, right? But they're selling the image. And also one has to question, like, God damn, so what's going to happen like with your business? Because your business is really him. Like your business is being seen with him, unless you want to find someone who's down for stepdaddy season. Now Aaron Pierre just canceled stepdaddy season. And for 2026, a lot of y'all getting your stepdaddy season canceled. I'm telling y'all right now, it's about to be hard for single mothers. Single mothers is finna be about 60% off. You gonna have to bring that price down by 60%. But now, so these situations to me are inevitable. Like I was saying before, like, yo, she doesn't know you as like an actual man. Doesn't really know, and even with what their content is about, it's not really about anything real or anything that's fulfilling to him. I think that totally went over people's heads about, like, all right, even how this started, because you got to realize that any woman who thinks highly of herself enough to be able to execute content on this level and curate an image to this level right here is a very narcissistic woman. Is a woman who's willing to do and say anything. If you think that they've been having a respectful relationship and she ain't been reading that nigga, you know what I'm saying? You out your goddamn mind. If you think she ain't drugged that nigga before, you out your goddamn mind. If you think, and also too, a lot of times when men have that journey with women, a lot of times they want to have. She winds up being there for a lot of your bad moments. Like I was saying before, I don't know if I said it in this version or not, but it's like knowing someone when they used to when they was sucking dick for crack versus when they're not doing that no more, and who they are at that point. Those are two different people. But if you know both those people and whatnot, and especially if you're not really a compassionate person, because women aren't really compassionate like that. Not modern. When modern women are not really compassionate or feeling or really understanding. If you really think about it, you know what I mean? Like, listen, these are the same people saying, "Listen, nigga, you don't need to eat." Like, I can't believe that you're asking me about a home cooked meal. Fuck you. Speaking Guyanese, I don't know.
Speaking English, I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking Guyanese. You know, everything we used to live.
Man,
Like AI. All right, but I'm not sure. But let's see here. There's the couple. They're wonderful. They're both probably on the same line, attractive wise, and he still wants some outside pussy. Okay. So he's a chef. She's a stay-at-home mom, but she works on social media, which is brilliant. Shout out to them. But as you can see, it didn't work. It sounded like they had a side hustle with the wedding photography shit. All right, and the catering, but the probably is, you know, it's very smart of them. But it sounded like that pussy wasn't enough. And of course, when you're dealing with attractive women, even when you marry them, you're either tired of effing them or she's not giving you access. So you got to seek outside vagina. Okay, outside vagina. So he was going outside, or maybe he was greedy, or maybe he had opportunities to do so. When you're famous and recognized, you have women throwing themselves at you. So you probably have women with boyfriends want to fuck him. You have women with husbands want to have sex with him. Relationships probably throwing themselves at him. Yeah. You think it's the opposite, where women will be like, oh, he's a good woman. I mean, he's a good man and he has a good wife. No, these women want committed type men. So if you're a committed type,
like I was saying before, like when you're attractive, when they see you have a track record of being in long-term relationships, you got to realize also, women are more likely to want to be in a relationship once they're out the game. Once they had a kid or two, once they in their 30s and whatnot, they kind of get knocked out the game if they aren't deeply rooted in delusion, meaning that they're not looking at life the same way they did when they was 20 years old. Some women can do it. A lot of women, my women, I don't know. Because you got to realize everything about society is about not looking at life in terms of having humility, having compassion, having long-term thinking, having a strong spiritual base. So shout out to Crimson Cure. Your value system, like what you value, what you think is important. You know, what's your friendship value? What kind of friend are you? What kind of sibling are you? Like I had a conversation with my brother some years back, or maybe it was last year. But I was saying to him, we were talking about music. I said, how can you get better at something or be good at something that you never do? Meaning that if that's not your intention, it's quite arrogant to just assume that you'll be able to perform in that task at a high level when it's not your intention to perform indeed at a high level. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, let's just be logical here, right? And again, the loser mindset, which is also is to make assumptions that don't even make sense, or make assumptions that are you know, we're gonna leave it at assumptions. There's no need for me to expand on that. Do you need me to expand on that? I think you straight, man. I got faith in you. Got faith in you. But yeah, man, we're gonna play a little more of this, and we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next story. I just want you guys to get an idea of what we was cooking on over here. How long have I been talking about this? Yeah, I've been talking about this for like 37 minutes now. All right, but anywho, so they are definitely breaking up, and I wonder how this is gonna pan out, man. So. Or this could be just one big distraction from the whole ICE thing. I'm gonna tell you something right now, and I'm gonna say it again. This is it's like Elon Musk. I never heard of Elon Musk before a few years ago. I never heard of Jake Paul before a few years ago. I don't think he ever existed before. He's definitely not real. Aaron Pierre is not a real person. Nah, fuck that. Aaron Pierre is a cyborg. Or he's AI. If you really think about it, you've never seen Aaron Pierre in real life by himself. You've never seen him like just getting groceries or nothing like that. There's no footage of him doing any of that shit. Like Jonathan Majors, you see Jonathan Majors outside wearing a midriff all the time. You know what I mean? You see him with Megan Good. Oh, matter of fact, that nigga exists in a way where it's like, yo, he can't come outside without having company.
Man, and showing the world that you're a good man, women will come after you. But if you just a single dude loser nigga, women ain't gonna come after you.
Thanks.
Now, they said infidelity, so we don't know if it's a man or a woman he was with either. So I'll just throw that out there. Let's continue. Okay, so they're doing a lot of social media work, and it's a lot of, it sounds like some people were saying that she was a little snippy. She was a little snippy at him, and she would use him as what I call the straight, for people that don't know. In comedy and in social media, you don't realize social media is entertainment. It's not what people think. Oh, people are trying to get famous. No, it's entertainment. We're the number one. I'm streaming on the number one streaming platform, bigger than Disney Plus, bigger than Netflix. We're entertainers. So they're in an entertainment vehicle, and they're doing things to get people to engage with them for this entertainment, including doing the stereotypical henpeck husband, or where he's the joke. He's the punchline. So he's the straight in comedy, in what they used to call vaudeville. In vaudeville and into all comedy, even comedy shows and sitcoms, there's a straight, and then there's the guy who's the funny person. The straight person always gets the jokes put on them. For instance, Abbott and Costello. The skinny guy was the straight guy. All right. Costello, the fat guy who's on first is the guy that tells the joke. Where you're the straight guy, you're the punchline. And damn, I had another example of it, but I can't remember. There was another example I was just going to give, and I can't remember. But there's always going to be the punchline. In Martin's show, Gina was the straight, and Martin was the comedy. All right, he was the one that got off the jokes, and Gina was the one to absorb the jokes. She was the serious person. But Rocky and Bullwinkle, same thing. All right, Ren and Stimpy, there's always going to be a person that is the straight, narrow, the serious person, and then there's the other person getting the jokes dumped on them.
Yeah, so what he's referring to is pretty much how like all comedy's been done, almost all media. If you think about it, right, the father in most media, TV shows, movies, whatnot, the father is never like dominant. He's never cool. He's not smart. Or he's not really respected. The family doesn't defer to him. His woman doesn't really seem to respect him or defer to him or see her as her superior. Even if he is, doesn't matter what his job is, right? He could be as successful as Kevin McAllister in Home Alone. You could be able to afford a house so big that you can forget one of your kids while you're taking your whole family to Paris for vacation. On top of that, he had ungrateful family members. His uncle had an ungrateful jacket. Very, 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 very nasty. Very nasty. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, you gotta use that gun.
Tonight, I want to see you use that gun.
Use that gun. Oh, and real quick too, but going back to the whole aesthetic, the whole hustle and whatnot, right? What CGA is referring to is this is women's idea of relationships in 2026. This is like, if she wants to really be in one, this is what she's trying to get. She's trying to get like this aesthetic, right? And in her mind, the dude can be anyone. It's always her and her kids and any nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's her children, and any dude, because she can't change the kids. You can't swap the kids out. She would if she could. She can't swap the kids out, but she's like, all right, well, I could change the dude. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, all right. So I swear we almost done with this topic.
Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. Damn, that was another person I was just thinking of, and it just slipped my mind as I was saying it. Yeah, Carlton and Will Smith, Fresh Prince and Carlton. Carlton's the straight, Will Smith's the joke. So there's always that going on there, whereas the couples content tends to have the man being the straight, which is the punchline, and the woman being the comedy, which to me is propaganda. It just shows what they're trying to do is they're trying to say, in order for the relationship to work, the man has to be the punchline. Mm-hmm. Fred Flintstone and Wilma, same thing, that type of thing. So in that, I do find it offensive that then they're able to grow an audience to where women will desire a man to be the punchline. Mm-hmm. That was the other person I was going to mention. I Love Lucy. Desi Arnaz, or his name was can't remember his name, but the husband was the straight, Lucy was the comedy, right? So Lucy does the silly shit and gets to do the all funny lines, and Ricky Ricardo, he doesn't get many funny lines. All right, he's the person getting he's the punchline. So that's an example of where this entertainment, social media just does the same thing. They picked up from the same place as vaudeville and movies and sitcoms and shit like that. And so it's always going to be present. But I find that on social media with couples, the man is the one getting dumped on quite often. And it makes then the audience grow. So in this case, you see 9.7 million followers here for her page. I don't know if there's another page.
Damn.
And then you also have their TikTok with 17 million as well. 17 million. So that is a lot. And I did scroll here to see what type of content that she had lately, and it looks like she scrubbed a bit of it, except the ones that went extremely viral. Okay, 7 million views. But if I'm looking here, there's him being here. Let me take a look here. Let's look.
We're going on a date, and the theme is flowers. Here's the nurse fragrances. The balancing of beauty in aroma, Uomo and Donna. I love this fragrance because it's so feminine. It's giving like jasmine. Oh, that's very warm and spicy.
Black women and brown women have this thing where they, let me tell you something, don't ever touch her feet. Okay, listen, leave her feet alone, bro. Because listen, that is a form of humiliation. That's a form of her dominating. I'm trying to tell you, because I always feel like women, like, yo, if she ever try to get like a massage out of you, which it's not really a bad thing, but you just don't know if this is all right. This is all right. This is the first of many requests. All right, we're gonna start with a massage. No, we're gonna start with a foot rub. Then eventually, you just get cucked out. I'm saying it's not. I gotta use that gun, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Tonight I want to see you use that gun.
Use that gun.
This is a dream for women. You know, you got a handsome man, you have a beautiful woman here, and you have a big house, and you get to, parade around the internet and buy things and shop, and then you have a punchline. You have them a source of entertainment, which is the man. You can use him as that. Kind of got her too, but.
Yeah, girl, I'm about to take you out. Tell me what you think.
All right, and so then they're still dating. He's still putting the gaze on her. She's so beautiful. I'm a lucky man. And this is just particularly propaganda of what people call perfect relationships, where he's still desiring her and still dating her while married, which are completely foreign concepts. It doesn't work like that. Now that we know he was fucking other women behind the scenes, right? At least one, maybe multiple. That this is all a facade. It's all an act. It's just an act. And there you go right there. One woman says, "I'm so mad at you, Desmond, for cheating."
I think you look like a garden that got burnt.
All right, so he's telling jokes, but of course, there you go right there. Oh, man.
A garden that got burnt.
Yeah, see, nah. Yeah, wait a minute. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about right here. People who don't know are sensitive to this type of content. All right, I would not let that shit fly with me. Okay, but there's you said the wrong thing, you pissed me off, so now I get to, yeah.
Yeah, and so what you're also saying is in this content is this whole act of punishment where she wants things both ways. She wants to have the authority that your mother had when you was a little kid, as well as you still having to care for her like she's your child. You have to manage your emotions and also forgive her in the same way you would your child if your child gets attitude with you, or the same way people encourage you to kind of forgive. Because I don't think you should forgive kids, because what that does at the early ages, you teach them that I can be a piece of shit and it's okay. I can handle things poorly and it's okay. If you think that kids are not thinking, okay, I got away with that. No, you don't get away with shit. Female leadership. A woman will experience her kids being disrespectful, and she won't look at it as this is going to be a ongoing issue because women don't have problem solving skills, especially not to the point where they'll look at a situation and say, okay, what can I do to stop this from ever being an issue again, or for this issue to dissipate? I hope I'm using that the right way.
But it's cool though.
Get up. Get up and get out of them relationships. Like, why are you here, bro?
And listen, I'm going to shoot homie some bail. You don't know what she did. I'm going to tell you something right now. She probably mad mean to him. Like I said earlier, you don't know what she did. Y'all the same folks who watch niggas get hit by cars. They want to get hit him with a car, and y'all be in the comment section saying he must have did something. Nigga, what? We're in 2026, and you just
shut the fuck up in 2020.
You feel me? So we're gonna leave that there, man. We got some more pressing matters to get to, bro. We got some more important things to be talking about over here, man. Let's see what we got from yesterday. You know, we're supposed to get into this. All right, let's see. Now, I'm not as familiar with Elon Omar. Let's see what's happening by Elon Omar. Who is this?
Never let somebody play with you twice.
Okay, all right.
FTL, first day out, bitch. Fuck the fit.
Never let somebody play with you twice. Ever.
Hey guys. Congresswoman Angie Craig. Hi guys. Hi. We are exercising our congressional authority. Congresswoman Angie Craig. Congresswoman Kelly Morrison. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Can we talk to you guys in there? Yeah. If we can come past, then we can probably talk to have our yeah.
If you guys can move this way so we can have a conversation with them, that would be great. Great.
Is that okay? Please step back. The gate is coming down. Right there. I don't want anybody to get hurt. Move to the side. You, man. Why you on your pepper spray out? Why you on your pepper spray out, officer? What's the danger?
So I'm gonna keep covering this whole ICE thing because again, we're seeing the loser mindset rear its ugly head. You are really watching the entire. You're watching a segment of the nation that can literally be told what to think, and this is some scary shit. Because let's keep putting this into perspective. ICE cannot target citizens and American citizens. Illegal immigrants are not American citizens. Shout out to Angry Man. That's not my bar. But I think that's the best way. And we need to really keep putting this in perspective. Illegal immigrants, they are illegal, meaning that they snuck in here. Could you imagine, like, when you went to Canada for the first time, you sneaking into Canada? You imagine, like, what is the kind of person that sneaks into a country? I'm just saying. I'm not saying that you're like a villain and you're necessarily gonna come here and create a whole, But you know what? But at the same time, we don't know. Okay? The more someone is willing to take a chance of going to jail, that means you have a high tolerance for risk. That means the way you look at things is different. The way you look at the world is just different. And I understand these people are coming from destitute situations. They're not coming from the best conditions. They come here looking for an opportunity, but it's a right way and a wrong way to do things. So, and again, under the laws of this country, you cannot have a bunch of people here who are not supposed to be here and they're just existing and and using the country's resources. Couldn't find out, a lot of these people can come here, have kids, and those kids can eat for free. They don't have to provide for those kids, or provide food for those kids because they're born here. Those kids are able to get all types of benefits because they're citizens. You know what I'm saying? So and on top of that, if you have people here who are undocumented, they don't pay taxes. So they're not contributing to the system whatsoever, right? And what you have is basically what's mostly a female-led and liberal-led movement to protest ICE basically finding these people and locking them up. Because the narrative is that basically that they're villains, they're harassing people. And again, I'm trying to understand, if the person is not supposed to be here in this country and they're here illegally, what's supposed to happen? Are they supposed to, I don't understand. Are they supposed to give them, maybe you think they're supposed to give them a BJ. We'll explore that a little bit later. But shout out to Elon Omar. So right here, you see them being we see just countless videos of people just doing way too much with ICE. Like people who are not in the investigation, people who are not just people who had nothing to do with any of this shit, getting way too involved and they treat it like it's a movie to the point where you have towns all over the world talking as if they can the federal government outranks you. Like you cannot go against or obstruct a federal investigation, especially as law enforcement. You had that lady had not have been possibly. There's no way in the world she was actually the sheriff or in charge of anything. She could not even say Philadelphia. She went out there and made a bunch of shit. As a matter of fact, that wasn't even her shirt. That shirt did not even fit her. I thought something was off about the whole fit of that thing. You tell me that this old fat black lady is the head sheriff, and she can't say Philadelphia. At one point, she just was bullshitting. They gave her a speech and everything, and she said fuck the speech because she can't remember all that stuff. Her grandmother's name was Jemima. Just so uncomfortable.
You guys stay.
You don't even do nothing. What the? You don't even do nothing. What the?
Let me see if Anti got this on the channel.
Hey, do we need to clear the drive so the cars can get through?
Yep, get on the driveway, guys. Get on the driveway.
We have you all please back up.
Back it up, please.
Because he probably did a video on this. Let me see.
Trump administration is actively telling the public that journalists are misleading them. You heard what was just reported from the scene.
So this is the young lady that you just seen, Ilhan Omar. So I'm trying to learn more about her as well. So I'm going to watch this video real quick with you guys here. That's crazy. Shout out to Anton. 1.23 million subscribers. I'm sorry. 1.200 and is that 230,000 subscribers? 1.1 million 200,030 subscribers. Whatever.
Is that Renee Macklin Good and her partner were protesters. They were driving around Minneapolis. They were recording what some of these ICE enforcement officers were doing. And the local police chief says Macklin Good blocked the street with her car. President Trump has said that the partner was a paid agitator. That's the phrase he used. Secretary Noem alleged this was an act of terrorism. Given how much heat there is, and
given the whole timeline of that, I'm starting to hear this whole theory a lot more about the people who really wild out, the people who really crash out and make shit happen. These people are not random people. These people are paid to turn up. They're paid to riot. They're paid to do this shit. So they're saying that she might have been paid to do this. First of all, if your homeboy, if the DEA was doing the drug bust, right, and your homeboys, could you imagine there being a bunch of white liberals outside wearing plaid and flannel, and real linty skull caps and whatnot. Like, could you imagine how that would look for them to be harassing the DEA and saying, hey, you leave these YNs alone. They're entitled to have their switches. and backwoods and dreads that go over their eyes. You understand? Could you imagine? That's how y'all look doing this. This shit is crazy. So we're gonna play and see a little bit of Ilhan Omar and see what she got to say about this.
The administration's scrutiny. Would you tell Americans it's too dangerous to demonstrate and to go out and document as she was doing?
I think it is really important for Americans to record, to create the level of accountability and transparency that we need. What we have seen in Minneapolis is ICE agents oftentimes jumping out of their cars. These are unmarked cars. Oftentimes they're wearing a mask. They're approaching, running towards cars. They're pulling people out of those cars. Oftentimes these people are citizens. Oftentimes these people have documentation of their legal right to be in this country. And we know that DHS has lied.
I have not seen not one story of a person coming out who was an American citizen that got snatched up by ICE. This is a lie. I'm just saying, and I could be wrong, but I'm saying, by now, you would see some viral stories or TikToks of people talking about being in the. First of all, again, ICE cannot go after you if you're not an illegal immigrant. Because you know why? Because you would have a social security number. That they can verify you within 5 minutes. Social security number. Your social security number will be tied to a birth certificate from this country. They can verify you just like that. You would not have to sit in Guantanamo Bay while they trying to figure out who you are. This whole thing, this whole back and forth, this is all about making sure the country does not change its mind on the importance of male leadership and men being in charge. It's for the most part, it almost seems as though like, damn, like, are you trying to incite chaos? Are you trying to make things worse? Are you trying to? I'm just saying, because that's kind of what's going on. It's like, all right, okay, if you keep supporting this doesn't help the country. It doesn't help the country to have no control over who's here and who's not here. So again, we seeing with this whole Somali fraud scandal in Minnesota, or Minneapolis, where daycare fraud. A lot of us didn't even know daycare fraud was a thing. A lot of us didn't know that was a crime you could do. I had never thought about doing a crime through a daycare. That's some cold shit. So basically, they falsified documents and were able to make claims for services that they didn't actually do. Which I don't know how it's possible, but shout out to Mike Shirley. It's possible.
Repeatedly when it comes to these accounts. So it is even more important for there to be recording from eyewitnesses every single time these actions are taking place.
So basically, they're pushing you out there with propaganda to try to put yourself in a situation that's going to get you killed. Obviously, a lot of these people are agitators. A lot of these people are following police officers around. They are following DHS officers around. They are following ICE agents around. And they put themselves in danger. And this is not peaceful protesting. So we went from peaceful protesting to, follow them around and do this. And what they're basically saying, without saying it, is that it's okay for you to impede an investigation. Mm-hmm. This is not like what Nick Shirley did as far as documenting what was going on and doing his research. These are people that are trying to stop ICE agents without information of what's even going on, trying to stop ICE agents from doing their job and deporting illegal migrants and investigating fraud, Somali fraud in this case, over in Minnesota and Minneapolis. And so I don't like it. I'm not happy about the fact that people are losing their lives, but now you have to hold accountability with these type of people that is pushing this propaganda because they don't like Trump. That's really what.
And there's this how can I say this ideology of if it's okay that if I disagree with you, or no, not even disagree with you, if you don't agree with me, I'm not able to mentally process that or handle that. I cannot even exist in a world where you disagree with me, or you exist and I don't do anything to you. And I meant to get to this point earlier about punishing, about this whole, and again, this is really, this is the thing that women do, right? Where, especially modern women, where it's like, yo, they train you on how to act, how to be around them, and basically what they create is an atmosphere where they're in control of everything, right? They're in control of you. They control, well, I'm sorry. They're in control of the flow of the emotion and the focus, because when she gets emotional, acts mean, whatever it is, the focus is on her. A lot of men don't realize that's how that's attention for her. The focus is on her, right? And she trains you to always keep the focus on her, and to act a certain way to avoid certain kind of, you know what I'm saying, it's basically punishment. But bigger than that, you're seeing people adopt that way of thinking when it comes to just everything, to the point where it's like, this is mostly based off of you know your political views. And again, like, you look, as we fuck, I don't like this guy to the point where I want to support basically criminals, because at the end of the day, if there's a criminal investigation going on, and you go and try to basically sabotage that you're sabotaging it. Who does it benefit? It benefits the person who's being investigated. So if you're sabotaging the whole thing, then who are you helping? Whose side are you on? That basically means that you're assisting the criminals. Like, I don't know if they realize that, like, you're becoming accomplices in a crime in a way, because they're doing something wrong in the eyes of the law and you're helping them.
What it is.
See, from the recordings that we see, is there anything that you believe that was being done that should not have been done by Macklin Good? The administration says she was blocking the road. They are claiming this is an act of terrorism.
Yeah, Renee Nicole Good, as you hear her say, she's not mad. She's sitting in her car, peacefully waving cars to get by.
Peacefully waving cars to get by.
And as you see, gets out of his car, automatically starts running towards her, trying to open her door. She tries to turn the wheel away, and then you see the other officer, who can clearly see the car is move towards the front of the car, which Ryan.
Hold on now. Let's go ahead and play that video again. Hold on
service
now.
And
hold on now. Let's go ahead and make sure we play that drum real quick. Hold on.
And then Ryan, I know you've been working on this as well. We got word just a short time ago that there is some new video that Fox News channel has obtained that.
It's okay, we don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I see.
So in this video right here, right, this is basically Renee and her wife, I guess, and these people don't sound afraid at all. So if a police investigation is going on, since when is it peaceful to follow around the officers doing the investigation and also keep them from, putting your car in the middle of the road so that they can't get by, and doing it on purpose, and then trying to antagonize the police officers? That's not peaceful. Peaceful is when you're somewhere protesting with signs, doing a demonstration. Following around officers, like you would never follow around a police officer to do shit. Never. Okay? If you saw police officers pulling up to arrest some shoplifters, you wouldn't put the shoplifters in the Uber or say, "Oh shit, the cops on the way. Hey, listen, pull your stuff in my car." That would be crazy for you to get involved in that. But somehow and again, this storyline, you may argue that, yo, this whole illegal immigrant storyline goes back to 2016 when Trump was talking about putting up a wall, right? At the time, it did sound a little bit crazy, and it kind of still is putting a wall up. But he was making a good point about us not. And at the time, we weren't really taking the immigration problem serious and understanding if it's a bunch of people here who came here illegally and they're undocumented, you don't know who they are, and more than likely they're not someone who plays by the rules if that's how they're willing to go about becoming, not even becoming a citizen, just coming into the country. They don't even feel as though they have to obey your laws. They just said fuck it, we just here. And in hindsight, now that I'm older, I realize, yeah, you know what? That is a problem. That is an issue. But so anyway, so this is the video they're talking about, and this is who now Miss Omar is saying that the Miss Good was non-violent. She was peaceful, wasn't trying to hurt anyone, and no, that this is not real life, and this is also. She calls it's almost like the left wants to cause chaos. You cause chaos when someone does something wrong and you don't call it out. Because what you do is signal to people who are in a similar vibration, people who are maybe on her level of thinking, and have them thinking that, oh, well, there was nothing wrong with what she did. And you're getting people who hurt. And like for the most part, what's really happening is that, I said before, the liberals and the left are becoming the new game bangers. And they basically saying, listen, fool, bang on these niggas wherever you see them at. It's on site wherever you see them. This shit's really getting violent, bro.
Be seeing if you.
That's okay. We don't.
Hold on, y'all. It's freezing up. Hold on.
Change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I said go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Just so you know, it'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former. You want to come at us? You want to come at us?
All right, man.
I said go get yourself some lunch, big boy.
Get yourself some lunch, big boy. Oh, man. All right, man. We'll go ahead and close out on that note, man. This shit's starting to act up on me. But anywho, man, so we're going to get back to it tomorrow, man. I just want to make sure that we did a quick little show. Always got to make sure that we, keeping up with the perfecting the craft and all that, man. So tomorrow I want to get into the political theater that's been going on. Jasmine Crockett wiping up those fake ass tears and doing that fake crying about Renee Good was just nasty. Seeing all these people use this woman's death as, I don't know. I mean, I really think. I mean, I think people should be able to read between the lines and really see that. I don't know. It's like how far you want to go. Like how far you want to go to maintain the agenda. This is all about an agenda. This is all about this is how important it is to make sure that things don't go back to how they're supposed to be. How important it is to not have order in the country. Because for the most part, these people can only still be powerful when there's no order in the country. When there's chaos, people are divided. People are encouraged to hate one another and just be straight gangbangers, just straight gangster, nigga. But anyway, subscribe to the channel. We out, man. I love y'all. Peace.